Hey guys, today we're here at Into Performance and we're going to be running through a bit of an ankle taping procedure. We've got Shaun here, fellow physiotherapist, and Shaun's going to introduce us about the ankle taping technique, why it might be used, and what sort of situations it might be applicable to.
Thanks, Harry. So with your ankle taping, the main thing to remember is it's meant to be used returning to sport, or it's meant to be used as a bit of insurance for your ankle. It's very important that athletes or even people in general population, the ankle taping is only used after these instances. You should still be doing your sport-specific training as well as practicing dynamic movement. So with your ankle taping, particularly for youth athletes, if you don't have a coach or sports trainer around, this can be used as a bit of a guide onto how to tape, so you can help your fellow teammates get your taping done and make sure that everyone can return to sport as quickly as possible and remain safe on the field. So to start with the ankle taping, the first thing that I'm going to do is an anchor, which will basically wrap high around Harry's ankle. So
for this, preferably you'd like to have a nice clean shaved ankle. In my case, I've been a bit slack, so I'm going to cop it later.
So with the ankle, we want to make sure the anchor's above the medial and lateral malleolus, which are the two bones of the ankle here. This serves as the point where all other tapes come back to. So from here, the taping is going to help mimic the stability structure around the ankle that's formed by the various ligaments that attach. So when people roll their ankles in sports, typically it's an inversion movement like this, where they damage the ligaments on the outside. So most of the time when you're strapping someone, you're going to put emphasis to hold them into that position there. So first I'm going to get Harry to dorsiflex a little bit, which means tilt the ankle up fractionally. And I'm going to put 2 stirrups on this. So that's basically a strap that'll come from the inside, wrap around the outside, and then attach back to this point. So for these stirrups, you want to make sure that they overlap slightly, but at the same time, they're fully covering the bone on the outside and the inside of the ankle. So when you get it to the outside, give a bit more tension and pressure there. Pull it up and strap it down, and then do a second one.
So as Shaun's mentioned, you want to overlap the tape just by a bit in this case, preferably about 50%, but that'll do as well, as long as you're covering the whole bony part of the ankle.
So the next part of this strapping that we'll do is we'll do a couple of sixes. So for this one, we'll wrap from the inside around to the outside, and then you're going to cross back over the ankle. If you have athletes that are very sensitive to tape or tend to get cuts or abrasions, you can put a bit of underlay tape across the front of the ankle. Otherwise, you can just use your normal rigid as I'm about to. So the underlay tape you'll actually get to see in a video later down the track. For today, I'm just doing it this way because it's more convenient. So then we come here, I've gone a little bit too far there, under, back around. So as you can see, that's digging into Harry a little bit here. So Harry might be a prime candidate for a bit of underlay tape, which you'll see in another video later on. So that's the sixes done. That's going to give the most stability for the ankle. With this particular six, as I mentioned, if Harry was prone to rolling his ankle, we might put an extra one this way around, just so it has less tendency to roll in as he moves through his sport. So the next one that I'm going to do is a heel hook or a heel lock. For this one, we want to wrap around the back of the ankle and the Achilles and under the heel itself. So from here, come around, come down and under. So there's 2 different ways we can do this. We can either go straight up from here, which will support it, or we can wrap back around. So I tend to like the back around version because it tends to give a bit more tension to the ankle. Particularly useful if athletes have a tendency to roll their ankles or have highly mobile ankles. That's the first one. Back down. Not too tight, Harry?
No, that feels all right.
So again, with these, you want to check in with your athlete to see that you're not putting it on too tight. Part of the reason is it's going to loosen on field, but at the same time, you don't want it to be uncomfortable before they actually start their sport. So once we've put the strap in, you need to make sure you put a final anchor over the top. So that last one just keeps all your tape in place. There we go.
Beautiful. So that is a very secure ankle taping technique. So as you can see now, I can barely move my foot around, which is what you want in a hypermobile ankle. It's going to help provide a lot more stability when you're playing sport. But again, it shouldn't be the only thing that's in your program. So it should be supplemented with strengthening exercises for the ankle, developing your ankle stability, and a lot of single leg work just to help with proprioceptive feedback of that ankle. So yeah, that's pretty much it for the ankle taping procedures for this video. And yeah, stay tuned for the next few videos where we'll go through shoulder taping and thumb taping as well.
Thanks, guys.